Hello and welcome back to NATO Plays Minecraft. So here we are outside the farming ziggurat again, and I have constructed some redstone repeaters and wired them up. So now our pistons extend to where they need to be. Now this lever is not going to remain here. I'll need to wire this up to a central command point somewhere. But for now this wiring will remain as is, and we will cover it up for now, probably only to uncover it later on. But for this build, we're going to want to do that for now. This is partly because we're going to be messing around with water, and water and redstone don't necessarily mix well. It tends to dislodge all your redstone, making it pretty much impossible to work with redstone with water around, unless you really think about what you're doing. So, the next step of this mini project is to set up our other three leaves of this ziggurat, and also to construct our central tower, which is going to house our one water block, or our main water block for harvesting. So to do that, I'm going to need to raise this up slightly. If I remember correctly, there should be 4... Oops, that's the wrong block type. There should be 4 rises for it to fall off into this channel. It doesn't look like a channel at the moment. This will be where the water runs when these pistons are up. In fact, I'm going to change something that I said. I'm going to turn the pistons on so it makes it easier to see exactly what's going on. So this is where the channel will be. Here, where the water will run for harvesting. And to make sure that it has enough room to run properly, we're going to need to make sure that this height is approximately 4, if I remember correctly. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. And then we need to make a cage. Let's make a cage for the water block just for now. There we go. And I'll spill over the edges, but we can block those off briefly. So here we have our first leaf. This has to be so far back so that there's enough room to put the other leaves in. That block may in fact actually end up moving once more. That distance isn't quite enough to me, but we'll see. One thing I wanted to test next, however, was, and this will be the tricky thing to test because it's just going to do that, is exactly how it's going to perform when we... There we go. Knew it was in here somewhere. So I'm actually going to pick up that water block again. I should have put more forethought into this and planned ahead better, but that's kind of like my thing, is not planning ahead apparently. It seems to be what keeps happening. So I want to put in a line of redstone here, up to a lever which I'm going to turn on, and then I'm going to go down to where we had that lever, take it out, and pillar back up. And I need there needs to be more spaces on the bar here. No, in there. Because I've got sort of your sword and your other tools and your food and normally your torches. And that only leaves you like 3 spaces to do anything else with. But anyway, turn off our... There we go. So, our first vista, as it were. There we go. Not vista, what am I talking about? Our first leaf completed with the harvesting mechanism in. We can turn that off and the water drains away. And anything that would have been caught will end up in here. Apparently there was 3 dirt in there already. I may in fact hopper everything, may cover those up and hopper everything out of the bottom of that chest. Did that go in there? Yeah. Out of the bottom of this chest and to another point elsewhere for collection. But for now, I am going to go to bed. Pick up some water on my way. So, off camera, I will construct the other 3 leaves, which are exactly the same. So there's no real point showing them. And I will update you once I have constructed those leaves. See you soon. Well, welcome back. So, I have completed the rest of the leaves, and just as I was about to start recording, guess what happened? Yep, that's right, a creeper blew up right on top of everything. So, I'm just going to have to repair this damage very quickly. Let's stop that water. Come on, go away. Thank you. And then we can see it in full working order. Ah! No. There we go. I had to also go find some more slimes to build some more sticky pistons. And it's actually taken me a surprisingly long time to get everything back together. Oh, we have a missing block there. So that's everything repaired. Let's get rid of this water block. I've also linked up all of the pistons to this one lever. Doosh. And we should be able to watch it. I should be able to see it from up here. So now we have our farming ziggurat ready for crops, ready to plant. However, we do have a large amount of space around the edges here. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. I might just put trees and bone meal the ground just to give it a bit more of an interesting shape. An interesting, a bit more detail, well, not detail, just kind of cover up this flat land here. I may also put some, move the cows and maybe put some sheep in pens next to it. But again, I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that. In terms of cows, I'm not actually sure why I'm keeping the cows so much. More out of habit than anything. I've got my bookcases. It's partly because, you know, I had so much trouble getting cows for the first time that I'm a little worried if I kill them all and then go, oh, I need some more cows. It's going to take me a while to find cows again. So let's quickly put stuff away. And then we can start planting. Oh, actually that reminds me. Before I start planting, I'll just grab these seeds quickly. Before I start planting, one of the things I'd like to do is to take this glowstone and find some spots around the structure to put some glowstone in to try and stop creepers exploding all over it. Now there aren't that many spots where glowstone kind of really works in this structure because of the wood, really. Because there's so many sort of small lips and angles and curves and things. Like there's not a great spot because you have these slabs kind of cutting off the side of it, which means that when you place a piece of glowstone there, the edges are kind of very bare to the steps, and it really changes the profile of that curve. I could pull the stairs out slightly and make this section larger, but I kind of don't really like that idea. One thing I did think about was taking out one of these steps and replacing it with glowstone, which sort of breaks up the ziggurat shape a bit, which, to be honest, I'm actually kind of happy about. Oops, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, wasting glowstone. This has fortune on anyway, so we shouldn't be wasting that much. This breaks up the ziggurat effect, which I'm kind of happy about because as cool and interesting as it is, you don't really tend to see ziggurats in sort of fantasy settings. Really, especially when they're so mundane, like a farm. This building doesn't really fit the style, but I liked the mechanics of it, so that's why I built it. I mean, this world, this map, I'm not going for like entirely fantasy based, where if it isn't fantasy it's not going to be included. I'll probably switch styles around, but this area certainly is going to be mostly fantasy based for now. If I build another city, which I might do, or if I build single buildings around, the style may change. So I'm not sure about that. What I might do is put slabs. Do I have any slabs on me? No, I've put them away. I'm going to grab some slabs and put slabs up to the edge, just so the curve is maintained, but it's just the material changes. I probably want a bit more slabs than that. Also, while I'm here, grab a couple of pieces of iron and a couple of sticks. And I'm going to make an iron hoe, which is probably the strongest form of hoe that I've actually ever built. Mostly I just do wood or iron hoes, but there we go. Okay. I'm not sure how much light is actually transferred through these transparent blocks, like slabs. I've never really looked into it. It feels like it should be less, but I'm not sure if it is, because they're labelled as transparent. Oops. There we go. We're starting to lose light as well, actually. One thing I'm going to do also is replace these top ones, because these are full blocks anyway. They're not stairs or slabs or anything. It seems less bad. It seems less incongruous to have full glowstone slabs, full glowstone blocks there, as long as I kind of cap them off like that, I feel. I may... No, I don't like that. I was thinking I might add a little lip, but I'm not sure about that. So we have a reasonably lit now. I'm still not convinced. I'm still not entirely convinced by that. One of the things I'm not sure is whether glowstone itself counts as transparent. Ah! Go away. Whether glowstone itself counts as transparent. So if I put that there, it doesn't block off the flow of water. Now, I find that a little annoying, a little horrible, but in terms of actually just getting the amount of the light levels for this area up high enough to discourage things spawning, I think it might be something I might have to just have to accept. There we go. We've already got things already coming in over there. Spawning in the dark. So we'll quickly convert this dust back into glowstone. So we have 6 more glowstone pieces to play with. And now we just start playing the dodge arrows game. There's one in chain there. Ow. 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 Well, I've got projectile protection and just standard protection on, so I don't actually think he was doing me any damage. Let's go get shot at by some skeletons. Let's do some experiments. Go on, shoot me. Yeah, that's hitting me and causing me knockback, but it's not actually doing me any damage. Oh, no, there we go. There we go. So, you take less damage. Oh, he's got an enchanted bow, that's why he's doing more damage. How about you? This is why I should never do any kind of super hostile style, see how few times you can die style gaps, because I am terrible at fighting anything and everything. Oh. Chain zombie. I've yet to drop any. I think I've had a hat drop. A gold hat drop off someone. Off a mob. The curve of. Yeah, I had a gold hat drop off someone. The curve of the difficulty versus how long I've been in the area seems to have increased. So I'm starting to get things spawning that are slightly harder than before, as you can see with the chain zombies and the chain skeletons and whatnot. So we have our ziggurat built. We've got a limited lighting solution in place. What I might do is put some. I think they were trying to get to the water there because they could tell it was water, but they couldn't get in it to extinguish themselves. That's interesting. I might put some pillars around the edge to... Why are you not on fire? Go away. I might put some pillars around the edge just to add to the light. However, now I'm going to start tilling all the earth. So I will till the earth and put the wheat in, and I will see you shortly. And here we are. We have planted up the seeds that we've got. We still have a couple of spots left with nothing in, but I'm fairly happy with that. Everything seems to be growing. What I've decided to do now is put in some trees. I'm going to keep the cows here for now, mostly because I don't think having the cows around the farm will really work very well. But I do want to have a couple more, have this area a little bit more interesting, kind of try and restore it to how it was before I completely tore it all up. Oops. So I have a vast amount of bone meal on me, and lots of the dark oak tree wood saplings. Come on, grow. And I'm just going to go around and bone meal pretty much everything. Just try and make it look a little bit more natural. Let's have a tree here. We don't want trees too close to the actual farm because we don't want to cut the light out. But that already looks a lot more as it used to. To you two cows. They've done this strange thing where they're kind of, hugging the wall a lot more than they were before. But that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. Some more trees. Took me a while to realise that bone meal now has to be done several times, which is not a new change. It's been like that for quite a while, and I was aware of that. I just kind of didn't internalise it until very recently. I end up needing a lot more bone meal than you used to just to do something like this. Come on. I'm not sure when, especially when you're encouraging larger trees to grow like that, whether or not you need to bone meal more than one, or several of them, or what. Tree! More tree. So we probably will want to get some more saplings. Or I could leave the back end open a bit more, because there are the plains out there. It does start becoming plains, so we could leave this section open. Maybe put in a non... Oh, it changes which plants, which... oh, it doesn't seem to actually. It gave me a run of dandelions, I think they are. So, the unfortunate thing about this planting system, the farming ziggurat, is that I have to replace... I have to reseed everything each time. So whenever I use a bit more around there, but whenever I harvest all of this wheat, it's wheat, and those are some carrots. Once I have some not mushrooms, a mushroom farm might be good, but once I have some potatoes, I'll probably put a potato plot in one of the other leaves. I have toyed with removing the dirt from one of these and replacing it with soul sand, and having a new moon, and having a farm for netherwort. But I don't know, I'm not using netherwort that much at the moment. If I start to brew more potions, I probably will do that. But at the moment, with mostly building, there's not much call for vast amounts of netherwort. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Next week, I will probably go back to building on the island. Start building the Moon Palace. Moon Palace? I think it was Moon Palace. I'll have to go rewatch. I made this mistake last time. I think I said Moon Temple last time. Whereas I think the T in question, which I'm basing the name from, is Moon Palace Tea. That one was behind me then too. So I will continue work on the island. I may start work on the town square, specifically flattening off the area around where I want the town square to be. That's mostly so I can start adding the bridges. Come away. And start adding the bridges over to where that's going to be, and kind of formulate that side of the far side of the arch and the steps up. And once I've done that, I can start construction of the actual palace itself, which will probably require a lot more quartz than we have in here, which is actually not as much as it looks like. But anyway, yes, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave any comments or messages on YouTube, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.